What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the JuveCorner cast, and welcome to the juveinter preview show, guys. Before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, push notifications for more daily awesome videos just like this one. My name is Gio, and I got Angelo here, and we got all your Juve news right now. And welcome back, guys. Another video, guys. Another video in the books, everybody. And guys, like I said, this is it. This is really it. Juve Inter. This determines everything. I actually just watched the Napoli-Lazio game. They both tied. This is perfect for Juve. And this is also going to be perfect for them because they could get on top of the standings. But this is the game where it matters now. This game matters a whole lot. But before we get into all that, I just want to say, what's going on, Angela? Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I'm excited to be back on here shooting one of our videos. We're always doing a live stream, so it's nice to be switching it up a little today. But yeah, we got a lot of things ahead of us. I'm excited to dive into it, and hopefully we could walk away with the win in our
Yeah.
upcoming match.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a big game, I think, for both teams, especially if Juve want to get back into the top four, and let's see what we can do against this Inter side because listen, they've been a little bit up and down lately, against Fiorentina. Yes, they won against at home at their home, but then Fiorentina actually did smash them too with like 3-0. So listen, anything is possible in this game, and especially we're playing at our own stadium. We're playing in Turin. So, I mean, Angela, what are your thoughts going into this, and what is going to be your expectations for this Juventus going into this game?
Look, like I always say with these big matches, is that it's going to be a dogfight. You can't expect Juventus to walk away with an easy win. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to the the smallest details. It's going to come down to winning a certain throw in that puts you in a position here. It's going to be coming down to set pieces. You lose the ball in your in your own third. It's all these little things that make that make the difference, and especially in a game like in where you're playing Inter, you have to be as perfect as possible. You have to limit your mistakes as much as you can because you will be punished. And that
Yeah,
also goes for Inter. They have to limit their mistakes as well because I feel Juventus has been turning it around, getting these recent wins that I feel like yes, we have the ability to punish them as well. So I feel for both sides, it's gonna be a dogfight. No one's walking away with this easy win. I feel it's gonna come down to every little thing because that's what football is. It's the smallest details that make the biggest difference.
yeah. No, I 100% agree with you, and it's going to be actually, I think it's going to be the clutch moments as well on if we could be more clinical than the opposition, which would be Inter, guys. And like I said, let's see what we could do with this momentum. I want to see this momentum really from this Juventus side. Can we have that urgency? Can we have that fight? Like Renato Vega said in his post game interview against PSV. He says that he wants to carry. He wants the team. The mentality is always winning, but show it. Let's show it on the field. Yes, we've done well, but not too well. But we're getting the job done against teams like PSV, against teams like Empoli, against teams like Como. We're getting the wins. But this is against Inter. This is going to be the true test to see if this Juventus is going to be capable of at least competing into that top four range. Because, like I said, we need that momentum, man. We need that momentum switch because, we've seen it. We've been up and down this season, but mostly down in terms of getting these draws. Let's just hope that we could actually win this game. I really think that we can. This is a game I think that is just like written in the stars for Juve to win for some reason. And listen, I'm going to say I think that Juve will win this game. Well, I'll let you know my prediction a little bit into later into this video, but I really think that in terms of the way that Juve are coming into this game, and I think also for Inter away from home, and the way that we did play against them last time, especially in the San Siro, I think we could come out with a win. What about you, Ange? What are you actually thinking about this game in terms of the lineup, in terms of also the way how should we approach this game? If you're Motta, how should we approach this game?
I think you have to come out with the energy because they're going to bring it as well. So I feel you have to apply that. that pressure on them. Inter is known for getting their numbers forward a lot. So you have to see how can you counter that. Are you going to be able to build out of that press, or are you going to have to skip lines and try to play into your into your nine or into your wingers? Or you can't may not be able to play too much out of the back. You may have to find that direct ball into the nine, let them hold it up, or try to skip it into the wingers on the run. So I feel there's going to be little details that we're going to have to adjust to once we see how they open up. But I feel we have to start Colomani at that nine role. He has to be on his game in order for us to have a real chance of succeeding. He has to be on, and that we have to try to punish early. We have to try to put them in the hole. So we have to press high, try to get that ball and put it in the back of the net early. I'm not saying that if it would be great if we're able to seal it there and not concede again, but I feel that we have to put them on their heels. I feel that's what Juventus needs to do in order to really shock these teams, and we haven't done that so well in the beginning half of our season. I feel we haven't put that fear into them where we're opening up and they can't make a decision. That's what we have. We have to make them panic when they have the ball. You want to force that long ball, let our center backs deal with it, gain control, and then now we can attack them. You don't want them having the ball and making forward progression because that's gonna tire us out. And then by the time we win the ball, we're fatigued and our decision making on the ball is much worse. So you want to high press, force them to play that long ball, let their center backs deal with it, gain control, and then now we make them run, tire them out, and force them to make the little mistakes where they're not tracking their man or where they're over shifting too much to one side where we could exploit them in the wide spaces or exploit them with a slipped ball down the midfield. So that's really the thing. It's going to be whoever controls the ball who makes forward progression with it, not pointless possession, purposeful possession, but you have to tire one side out. That's who's
Yeah.
going to win it because both teams, if they have equal energy, they could keep battling it out to the very end. But if you want to control this game and really win it where it's secured, you have to make them run. If you don't make them run, then then it's not going to be your day because that that's it. It's making them tired so that you can exploit them in the
Yeah.
wide space or in the midfield areas. That's how you win is tire this team out. Make them run.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I think that we need to really tire this Inter team out, especially because, with the Champions League matches, right, and everything, especially because we have PSV in the middle of the week as well. We do definitely need to at least tire them out as well. I think that in terms of going into this one, this Juve, I need to see something. I need to see that spark where we haven't really seen. I need to see that grinta. I need to see that something special in this team. Like what is so special about this Juve? Like where's the identity, right? That's going to be what I'm going to be looking for this Juve. And also, can we get the job done? Can we close the game if we're 1-0 out? Can we close the game if we're 2-0 out? You know? Because, like I said, this is going to be determined by the momentum of the game and the shift. The shift of everything, the transition, everything. Tactically as well. And this is and listen, you mentioned a great point. Colomani is definitely going to be, I think, one of the key pieces, I think, towards our win or our victory. And I hope we do win because it's written in the stars for us. I think for us to really win against Inter tomorrow. But I want to see something from this team. I want to see something from the coach. I want to see some personality on the ball because it was a decent showing for example Douglas Luiz, which I don't even think he might even start. Let's see, but poor performance I think in my opinion at one of his worst games. It wasn't a bad game. It was for Locatelli. Locatelli, he has been, of course, a pillar for Juve since the start of the season, but I think that, there was a lot of missed passes during that PSV game, which that's why I'm kind of worried if he does start, he needs to be on his game against Inter because, when we're playing in Derby d'Italia, it's pretty big. So we need to really focus up, I think, from the whole team perspective. And like I said, I want to see who else is going to be captain. So that's going to be a big one, too. But also, guys, great news is that Cambiaso is going to be returning to the team as well for this game. So expect him to see him maybe on the bench or maybe even starting. So let's see what happens with that. Um, no, but I do want to get with the lineup a little bit. Who would you rather start, Inch? Would you rather start Conceição from the first minute, or would you rather start Nico Gonzalez.
Look, I mean, personally, when I'm looking at the whole year as a player, and I may be a little biased, people may disagree. I really love the way Conceição plays. I feel the consistency that he's shown throughout the year to be that point of attack when Vlahovic wasn't doing it, when we weren't. I mean, Yildiz had his moments, but I feel when you're looking at a consistency standpoint, where you're looking at a player who's just very crafty and hard to defend, when you're talking about his change of pace, the way he can control the ball, keeping it tight, when you look at him dribble the ball, very there's a very small amount where he lets it go a little bit in front of him. That's what I like. He's able to get out of these small areas but accelerate with such tight touches. So that's why I like Conceição. I feel he's a he's been a focal point of this attack for Juventus when no one else has. So I can rely on him. And that's the big thing with this game. Do you have do you have that confidence that you can rely on this player? And I feel with Conceição, I do, and that's why I'd start him because he's shown me from you'd say previous games that he he could do his job and create stuff even when the rest of the team isn't.
Yeah.
And that's the sign of a very good player and one that you want to have in the game during these big games is that when a player can create when there's limited resources to create with. So for those reasons, I'm taking Conceição because that's it's the consistency behind his play.
Yeah. No, no, I 100% agree with you. I think that Conceição is also going to be a big impact player in this game too, because we saw what he did at the San Siro, creating a lot of those chances for Juve, and I think he could do it again, and I think he's really going to really penetrate Inter this time around as well.
And I'd
Maybe,
really love to see him and Colomwani connect a lot
yeah,
more
yeah,
and really create now because I feel like this is the time where we could see that we could see a phenomenal link up play between the
yeah.
two.
No, we definitely need to see more of that because the link ups have been, I would say, this season have been a disaster. But with Colomwani there, anything is possible. I think with the link ups, and let's see what really happens with that. But my thoughts are also going to be on is Vlahovic going to also do something when he comes off the bench, or if if he even starts the game, which I have no clue what's going to happen, right, with the lineup, because Mota always switches the lineup around. We know how he is. He likes to switch the lineup around. But like I said, if he does start, I want to see how he's actually going to come into the game as well. He needs to be in his top game against this Inter side because listen, this is our chance to get really into the top four to at least tie our points with Lazio right now that are in fourth place to at least get towards the top a little bit, get towards that third place where Atalanta is right now because right now uh, we cannot be affording to lose any more points, man. We need to keep gaining those points, man, because like I said, Napoli stumbled, Lazio just stumbled as well. So this is a great opportunity for Juve, and also I think Atlanta also stumbled as well. They also tied I think earlier too. So listen, hey, this is our chance. This is it. This is really it. I think this is really it. That's gonna really say if this Juve will, in my opinion, really be that team to really I would say challenge for at least a third or fourth spot or not. Because like I said, it all depends. I think also from the other teams, right? Because the other teams also have always a bad day but I think it's always going to be on Juve in terms of this game. It's going to be like a literally a title. In my opinion, this is like a literally a title. Every time we verse Inter is always going to be like a big match because we know the history behind it. We know, how much we dislike this Inter side. And like I said, I want to see us really go out there like warriors. Like we want to win this game. Like we really want to have that passion. And I really want to see how Motta does tactically against this Inzaghi side because listen, going into it, I mean they're coming off a huge win against Fiorentina, right? And hey, this is it. I mean, really, I think Lautaro scored I think against Fiorentina too, or was it Arnautovic? Like this is time for Juve to really step up when it matters. This is the game to do it because listen, man, there's a lot of fans out there, guys. A lot of people are saying that Inter's gonna win, Inter this, Inter that. They're gonna win the Champions League, all this and that. Like this is the chance where we shut the haters up, and this is the time for Juve to shine, guys. This is really the time for Juve to shine. And this is also, I think, for Motta, this is going to be on Motta too. Motta's game management, Angelo. This is the game management. I think is going to be the most important thing. You know. So, what are your
It
thoughts
could
on
be the game
Motta, man?
decider.
Yeah, exactly. You
It could
know.
come down to which coach is better. If you see all the players on the field as collectively working hard and doing their best, it on both sides, this could come down to which manager's game management is better. Who's making the better subs? Who's tactically adjusting their players in the right areas. That it could be as much as it's the players on the field who are having to execute the manager's plans, but it could be whose game plan was designed better, and that could be it. If both teams are fighting hard, producing what they can, this, like I said, it could be come down to the managers, and that's very likely in many matches in the past throughout football. It's come down to the manager's decisions that have either won them the game or sold them the game. And we've seen with Juventus, although we are Malta fans, that I think we can all agree that some of his substitutions and managements have cost us a game where we can't have that now. The decisions have to be right. There's no room for mistakes because, like I said in the beginning of this video, you will be punished from the players on the field, their mistakes, to the manager's mistakes, whether it's with the substitutions or how you're moving the players. So, yes, Joe, this could come down to the game plan, the managers, all. This could be an off the field game where, I mean, it's coming down to who's thinking better with who's thinking better with their moves. So it's a chess match pretty much. That's
Yeah.
this is what this game's gonna be. It's gonna be a chess match. Which move is going to hurt the other team more? So I totally agree that the managers can be the determination of this game.
Yeah. No, and not just that, but also the midfield. The midfield. Look at Kefren Turam. Kefren
Yeah,
Turam, I think, is going to be also a very vital piece for this Juventus side going into it too, because I think he's been, I think, outstanding for this Juve. And also McKennie. McKennie, I think, has been superb lately for Juve as well. Scoring
definitely.
against PSV, scoring in the big moments as well. I think that in terms of creativity, I think this team does definitely need that midfield to really thrive. And really to dominate this game. And listen, you're gonna go up against a Barella, against a Chananoglu, against a Mkhitaryan. They need to be on their A game. This is it. This is gonna be like a midfield battle as well. Which I'm very curious to see how we're gonna do because our stat says that we have the most possession, this and that, right? But let's see what happens with this with Mota. How is he really gonna plan in? Who's really gonna start in this game? Because I have no clue yet. There's rumors about even Savona playing at right back, which for me it's like kind of worrying because it's like he hasn't really even performed yet. I mean, he has, but I'm saying like post injury. Because he had an injury. And at the he came back and he's not as good as he was before in the beginning of the season.
I, I would like to also say though that we're gonna have to, like you said, that midfield. It's gonna be definitely a midfield battle that we're gonna have to be very careful with that because if you look at previous formations from Inter, they overload that midfield with players. So we're gonna have to control that or bring more numbers into that area because you do not want to be numerically behind in your midfield position. You have to have that advantage there because the midfield determines the game. If your
Yep,
midfield is controlling it and defending well, keeping the ball and getting forward with no issues, then you have that game. But if you're constantly on your heels, defending and passes are constantly cutting through the midfield, then you're gonna lose that game. So for sure, we have to see how they're gonna come out. If they're gonna numerically overload the midfield, we have to adjust and get more numbers in there so we don't have that disadvantage. Because if we have that disadvantage, they're gonna wipe the floor.
that's what I'm saying, and that's gonna be a big one, right? I mean, the midfield is, I think, one of the most important, I think, parts of a team. We need to dominate. We need to dominate at all costs. We're playing in, in Turin. We're playing at our home ground. We must dominate. We must dominate Inter. I don't care what the circumstances are. You know, they have their flaws too. You know, but we need to really, I think, show this Inter side. And let's see. I mean, there's so many changes that we could do. You know, Douglas Luiz. You know, Locatelli. You know, there's of course is going to be Kevin Turam, and then the question on my mind is, Coop Miners, will he finally show up? Will he finally show up? This is a big game where I think that if Coop Miners actually does show up, I'm going to be very happy for him because there's been a lot of criticism on him from a lot of people, including myself. I've been really on this guy Coop Miners because of his price tag. But him to actually come and start scoring from, you know, possibly against Inter to going forward, this would be, I think, a turning point for Coop's season. I think too. And also for the entire season, I think going on a, you know, finally a winning streak for once, right? That would be nice. But also I think that will give us a boost of confidence if we beat Inter, we're I think we're gonna beat PSV. We're definitely gonna beat PSV if we beat Inter because, like I said, um, this
Knock on
team.
wood.
Yeah,
Knock on
you
wood.
know.
Do not want to jinx it because
Well,
each match is different.
of course, but I think that really, if this
A good
Juve,
indicator.
yeah, if this
That's the
Juve,
word.
listen,
That's a good
yeah,
indicator.
indicator. You know, but I really think that if Juve does end up winning against Inter, there's a big high possibility that we're gonna have that confidence to really come out against PSV and do something. You know, but let's see what happens with that. You know, against you know, Inzaghi's side. That listen, they're on the road, but you know how Inter's gonna play. They're gonna play very aggressive. They're gonna want to win the ball, especially because Napoli dropped points. Which if they do beat us, they're gonna go up on top of the. You know, they're gonna be on first place. So let's see what happens with that, man. I hope that they lose. Listen, I hope that they lose. You know, but I just have that feeling. I'm having that feeling again that we could really win this game. This is a very winnable game. You know, against anybody. Doesn't matter if it's Real Madrid. Doesn't matter if it's anybody. I think we could win against anybody. This Juve team. It's just that are we gonna be on our A game or are we gonna be like we were against Benfica? Because if we were like the team against Benfica, then we're not gonna win this game at all. We might as well forfeit the match if we're gonna get like play like that against Benfica, right? Might as well forfeit. So let's go. Let's see what happens with this Juve. I'm glad that Cambiaso's back because I definitely want to see him play. You know, I want to see him get, you know, start creating for us again. You know, start doing things as well because now we got the new center back Vega. We got, of course, people Lloyd Kelly as well. But hey, listen, Lloyd Kelly's a part of the team, and listen, who knows? He might just get better and better as games go on. Because remember, it was like his second game, I think, for Juve. His first start against PSV. You know, so listen, I don't like Lloyd Kelly that much, but listen, any player can improve. So let's see what happens in the next game. And listen, I hope Lloyd Kelly doesn't start because if he starts on the left back, that would be bad. I mean, Angel, what do you think about that? If Lloyd Kelly starts the left back again? Yep,
We'll
yep.
say a prayer and hope for the best.
Yeah, man. No, because
Pretty much. I think that's the case. Is that we just
because then you're gonna have Dumfries over here. He's gonna be running down the pitch, and he's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I don't even
that's
want to. I don't even want to know. I
that's
don't
what I'm
even want to
saying.
know."
Just say a prayer and hope for the best. You don't even want to speak on it too much because one, you'll get a headache. Two, you could possibly end up jinxing it.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So
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 let's hope not.
I'm just saying a prayer and hoping for the best. I mean, I I don't
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
listen.
That's that's not a great thing to think about. That's not an exciting thought to have going through your head.
And let's talk.
itself.
Let's yeah, bro. No, I 100% agree with you. But I was just like, you know, I just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I hope not, man. But listen. Let's talk about our number 10. Can I yield this? How big this game is also for him as well. I mean, scoring against Inter, you know, twice the last time. You know, going into this one, I think that he could show up as well. This is a chance for I think the whole team to really show up. And this is also a chance for Malta to really get it right in a big game because so far it's always been like flip flops with him. So
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Yildiz, I've always said has a lot of potential. He's shown his ability. The fact is that he's shown it, and then he's kind of went a little off where you're like, all right, where is he at? But now this is an opportunity. You've done it before. You know how they play. Personally, like from doing that in the past, he should have that confidence where I can do it again. And
Mm-hmm.
that it's not like you're going against he's done it before. So it's definitely going through the back of his mind about the last time scoring against this opposing side. So let's hope that he has that same confidence. I would love to see him perform and have him Conceição if Colomwani starts. If we have that attacking force at max where everyone's on, I don't think we can be stopped. I mean, if you have Yildiz firing on all cylinders, you have Colomwani applying that applying that damage in the middle, and you have Conceição off to the right, just taking on guys, cutting in, going down the line. I feel like there's just so many attacking options that they can't fully stop one.
Yeah, no.
It's you have to be on your toes for all three of them. And if you're not on your toes for that, then those are players I feel that have the ability to punish you for that. So look, he did it before. I'm hoping he has that same confidence because he's done in the past where he could do it again, and that just opens the opportunities for Colomwani and Conceição because if he's performing well there, they have to watch him there, and now that leaves an opportunity for Conceição, and if Conceição's doing well, now they have to watch him there, or if Colomwani's doing well, they have to watch him. So now they can't really focus their attention on one player, which which will throw them off because now you have you have three different options, and now you can have midfielders underneath that are creating, which is how you pick apart a team. That's literally the definition of picking apart an
No.
opposing team is when you have options in different areas that they have to worry about. So I feel that he's playing a big role. Yildiz. If Yildiz is on, that's a key to our success for sure. That's definitely can unlock that door for victory.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. I think that if Yodas is gonna be up there, I think that's gonna be I think a killer going into this game as well. I think against Inter, we expect our number 10 to really perform. I expect all of our players to perform at their best. So let's see what happens.
I think if
Um,
those three are on, we
oh
win.
yeah, no, I think we win.
If those
Yeah,
three are on point, we win that game. And it may not be a close game. I think we may if those three are on, that could be a 2 goal deficit.
yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And let's get into the predictions before we actually end the video. Let's get into the predictions. So Angelo, start off with you. What's your prediction?
Realistically, I'm gonna say 3-2 Juventus.
Wow. I was actually gonna go closer to that, but I'm thinking 2-0 for Juventus.
You don't think we concede?
No, I don't think so.
I say 3-2. I think it's gonna be a dogfight.
Think so? Listen, I listen. I mean, if we win either way, it's always fine. But listen, I think 2-0 is gonna be mine. And who's gonna be your goal scorers?
Oh, I'm gonna have to put one on Colomwani.
Okay.
Uh, one Colomwani. Actually, maybe two Colomwani,
Ooh, so brace.
possibly. And then, see, this is the thing. If Yildiz is on, I feel he can do it again.
Yeah, no,
I feel like that I'm having that feeling if that he has that potential. But I'm gonna say two Colomwani, one Yildiz, or I could give it to the trio. I could say, uh, if Conceição's on, Conceição, Colomwani, and Yildiz. But I don't know. I feel like Colomwani in 2 goals has been like his specialty. I feel like
I know, I
that's
know.
been on the menu for him is he's been picking that route is having 2 goals and someone else pick it up or it's just been him. So I'm gonna say 2 goals Colomwani, one Yildiz.
Wow. And I'm gonna go with Colomani for one goal and Conceição for the second. So, I mean, I think that's gonna be a solid. I think for Juve. I hope that we don't concede. I really do. I mean, listen, if we do, what can I tell you? It might go towards your prediction, Ange, if we do. But
I was right about my last one.
I know.
So
So
let's see if I
let's
can go
see.
back to back. Musa wanted me
Listen,
to
it'll
do it the other
be.
day.
Listen, hey, it will be a crazy game though if it's 3-2. That would be an insane game.
Oh,
But
that would be a
oh my gosh.
great match to watch.
But no, but for everybody that's also watching, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and push notifications for more videos like this. And also, guys, tune in for the live streams. Tune in for the live streams. Just do it, guys. Let's go. And we'll come back with you guys with the next one, everybody. Thank you for watching this video. And you guys know the drill. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao a tutti.